Leaving is Ricky Grace. What a night for him. 24 points. Jason Skursensky, a 6'2 sophomore guard from Bartlesville, Oklahoma, replaces him, getting some playing time. Nice night for Amazing Grace. Appleman at the line.
We talked about the comparisons in the backcourt. Penn State, a fine backcourt, went 2 for 13 tonight. Oklahoma, 19 for 39, much of which generated by the pressure defense of the Sooners. And basically, it was that pressure, that relentless defense that took the Penn State guards right out of it.
Appleman, 2 for 2 on the year from the line now. 87-59. 45 seconds remaining. Here's Jason Skursensky. And a steal. James Edey stepped on the out-of-bounds line.
It's been that kind of night for Penn State. A great effort off the bench. She's been sitting there a long time. Edey, the walk-on, comes in, makes a big play. Of course, he's not making it against the first unit.
Skursensky up the floor. Right side for Pollard. And a foul reaching from behind James Edey.
He's determined to get in that scorebook for something.
Well, he's a walk-on out of Philadelphia who just appeared on the roster several days ago, and he's showing up now in terms of numbers. Art Pollard is a 6'2 junior out of East Chicago, Indiana. Roosevelt High School, where he scored 24 and 11 rebounds. He came out of Dodge City, Kansas Junior College, 20 a game last year. Has a sister that plays professionally in Italy. And Pollard has 2. 30 seconds left. It's Oklahoma by 30. Appleman left side with Bruce Blake. A little too hard in the jumper. Here comes Skursensky. 4-on-1. Dumps it for Wiley. Pollard grabbed it and scored. He has 4. 15 seconds remaining. Appleman taken away. Here comes Tyrone Jones with the layup. And they boo him for not slamming.
They were booing a Norman, too. They're not used to layups.
This one is history. The Sooners score 93 and win it by 34 points. Side to that. Traveling called on Grace. It'll go back to Loyola.
You know, one thing is Ricky Grace. What if he turned that ankle that he has mildly sprained? You lose him for a long time. And the other is guys like Jason Skursensky out of Bartlesville. He thinks he's worked hard enough to earn some playing time anyway. He's getting in the ball game, it looks like, in just a minute, though.
Inside. Miller can't get it. Funchess. And he scores. Funchess gets the bucket. He's been averaging 2.5. It's his first. 107-68. Well, I do understand one thing. He is not playing his starting 5, and he is playing people who don't see much time with some of his starters, because if they ever play when it counts, that's how they will play, and that might make more sense than just taking the starters out with 8 minutes to play and playing nothing but backup players. So if you sit there and wonder what he's doing, I think that has some merit. Grant with a rebound, and who gets to dunk this one? Well, Grace said, enough of the miss jam. I'll go ahead and lay this one in. 111-68. And Loyola will be bringing in some of their non-frontliners, and the same for Oklahoma. The hand is for Jason Skursensky, who will be coming in a moment. Loose one knocked away, and the ball goes out of bounds to Loyola. Here comes Skursensky. He replaces Grace. And also checking in for Loyola, a couple of heavy duties. Doug Borders, 6'7", 220. He's number 33, a freshman from Chicago Oak Forest. And also Troy Ogler, 6'8", 250, a freshman. Foul is called. Bucket will count. Make it 111-70. Foul is called on Martin, his third. And Miller will go back to the free throw line. Here's a look at it. Pretty obvious.
Strong move by Miller. I guess the question is, will he bank or will he try to switch?
15 points, 13 rebounds. Make it 16. stovepipe. 111-71. The lob by Martin, a very poor pass, knocked out of bounds, and it goes to Loyola. This is the most the Sooners have scored this season. We have a foul called at midcourt. And it will go back to Oklahoma as Martin took the charge. Sooners at 104 against A&M, 93 against Penn State. That's 5 fouls on Kenny Miller. So the guy we talked about in the ball game in the opening about being a key leaves with 16 points on 6 of 16 from the floor, 4 of 7 from the line, 13 rebounds.
That's a pretty smart play, I think, Bill, by Oklahoma's Tony Martin of taking that charge. I say I think because you're up by 100, and I don't know that I'd be smart enough to take it. But I guess if I was 6'7" and 235 pounds, I wouldn't be afraid of many people.
Coming in the ball game, Stephon Robinson takes the place of Miller, and Tony Martin goes to the line. He's got 4 points. Sooners have 5 in double figures, led by King's 28. Grant with 22, Grace 17, Seeger 13, Blaylock a dozen.
Oklahoma has put together, I guess they played an excellent half against Penn State the other night. In this ball game, they have played extremely well. It's 3 consecutive halves.
And you talk about defense, as Martin makes this, Oklahoma, I think one stat worth looking at is what the opponent shoots. Loyola, 35% as Grant Steele has it fouled. 35% from the floor, Dean, and Oklahoma on the year coming in, the opponents were shooting just 42%, so that's 3 games in a row, and I think that indicates good defense.
Well, you can't get carried away with too many numbers, particularly early in the year, but that is a number that one can put some merit in, as you see another steal by Oklahoma, and Grant is fouled down low. That's tremendous defense. You know, if you just have one team that does it, then maybe they just had an off night, but that's 3 games back to back to back where the opponent's field goal percentage has been less than sterling.
Martin comes out as the Sooners substitute again. Bell back in the lineup. Rebound comes off to Borders. 114-71, 2:05 to go. Skrzynski giving an assist to Pollard. Here's Bell. Oh! 116-71. Funches won't go. Seeger. And it goes back to the Rambler. Oklahoma bench is enjoying this one. Stacey King trying out for cheerleader after being the great player that he was this afternoon. Grant has a new career high in rebounds today with 21. 19 was his previous best against Nebraska. As Robinson fires and add another one to Grant's total, he's got 22. Skrzynski. And they all light up on that OU bench and the crowd as he's the fan favorite walk-on Jason Skrzynski, who I think was finally given a scholarship this year.
I'll tell you what, he looked good on that one, William. He looked like he knew what he was doing.
Kicked it out of bounds in the scramble, and Oklahoma gets the ball back.
You bet. Skrzynski now has made 2 good defensive plays, and that was an excellent play, leading the fast break, jumping up, knocking down that 15-footer.
The people laugh and mock. This kid was an all-stater at Bartlesville, 19 points, 8 rebounds a game. It just surrounded like talent like this, they think, oh, he's just another kid. There's Pollard with a bucket. .104 remaining.
Oklahoma finally in the zone.
Adler. Robinson puts it back in. 120-73.
You know, the Oral Roberts ball game that you and Bob Carpenter call from Los Angeles is one where Oral Roberts, scored 79. They lose by 40.
Yeah, I'm used to these.
At this point, Loyola has scored 73, but down by a bunch.
120 to 73, and you added up. I think that's 47. 38 seconds to go. I think talking about biggest lead at this point is kind of ridiculous. Bell.
Bell is coming on, Bill. We talked in our last broadcast about the fact that he broke all the records, speed and jumping records here that were set at Oklahoma. Averaged 11 blocks in his junior college days down at Lon Morris Junior College down in Texas. He's coming along nicely.
A follow by Bell, and it's a couple more. 123-73, a 50-point margin. 24 seconds. They're announcing about Grant and his rebound record of 23. A block by Grant. The crowd giving Grant a standing ovation for his new best. Some ball player.
As the play was going on, Mike Treps was mentioning the record that had just been set, and Grant seemed to even be rejuvenated. William putting forth even more effort. A great day for Harvey Grant.
23 points, 23 rebounds. And Borders goes to the line for Loyola. 6'7", 220 out of Oak Forest High School. We averaged 20 points a game. Sooners throw it away with 10 seconds to go.
Well, people have a right to get excited about this Oklahoma team. They play extremely good defense. They have tons of scores. Excellent chemistry, especially this early in the year.
5 seconds to go. And that's it. 123-73. Oklahoma by 50 over Loyola.
Player that came out of the junior college ranks and was used to being able to go three-quarter speed and excel. Great shot blocker. But he has had some arch problems that have nagged him. They say that those are much better now, though.
118-77. Wiley's got 8. Sooners led by Grant, 34, and a foul call. It's on Bell. He's in the box score now. And Skorzinski comes in the ball game. Jason, 6'2" sophomore from Bartlesville, Oklahoma. But we'll take a look here at Bell's foul. Miss, and Skorzinski comes up with it, and the crowd just applauding every move he makes. Martin for 3. And the follow-up is good by Tyrone Jones.
You got to like the way Martin, though, he shot that one from about 22, and he started running back like he knew it was going down.
Profile. Dennis over Martin. And it's 120-79. We're inside a minute. 41 seconds.
Don't have many Oklahomans on this squad, Will. Skorzinski, one of them, though, and the Bartlesville people that pick up our programming and pick up the telecast, I'm sure, are proud of him.
And they know what kind of talent he is.
Yeah.
He's no stiff. Wiley can't follow on the miss by Skorzinski. It goes back to Georgia State. 34 seconds remaining. Arrington. 120-81.
Well, we said the over-under on this game would be around 200. It is now 201, 120-81.
Wiley. Oh, they score in a hurry. And a whistle blown as I believe the Georgia State player stepped over the line on the throw-in. Dennis did. And Oklahoma get a chance to tack on a couple more here with just 8 seconds remaining. Sooners have caused 35 turnovers. Jones at the inbound. I thought he was going to shoot it for a minute.
No, he will. He will.
He heard me. And why not? Call your banks, though, would you? 124-81, our final score. 7,041. Enjoyed it as Oklahoma moves to 7-0. Billy Tubbs unbeaten. And Bob Reinhart, you just saw, did not want anything to do with a handshake from Billy Tubbs. As Georgia State falls to 2-3. Not everybody likes a 124-81 decision. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back and wrap it up here on United Cable Sports.
Wiley takes it inside the three-point marker. Ball out of bounds. Still belongs to Oklahoma.
Here comes the crowd favorite.
Yes, sir. This is Jason Skrzynski, a youngster from Bartlesville, Oklahoma. A walk-on. Very smart youngster. Business major.
His dad, Jay, when I was coaching the Phillips 66ers, played for me. It shows you a little time goes by.
Time does fly by, doesn't it?
Particularly when you're having fun.
You and I can remember when Elvin Adams only shaved once a week. A minute 15 to play. Seeger comes up short. And a foul. Seeger didn't get a very good try. He was off balance. He knew it.
Oh, Jay, talking about Phillips 66 is one of our sponsors. The former assistant coach here, Denny Price, with John McLeod, went with him to Phoenix Suns. Just like to wish him the best. He had a heart attack. He was coaching at Phillips University his first time. He's going to be out of coaching for the rest of this year. And Denny, if you're watching, we just hope the best for you and a complete and recovery.
William Woods. It's the free throw. 106-75. 7 points for Woods. Now make it 8, all in this half.
Hamilton feel real good if he could get 8 points a game, every game out of Woods, because he's a good defensive player. Good steal by Starks.
Starks loses it. Down it comes to Wiley. Wiley driving in. And a foul underneath, and who did they call it on? Boy, they were flying all over the place. I think it's on Wiley. It is.
The crowd doesn't like it. Let's take a look at it. You see Wiley Pollard with the lead pass. Wiley gets it here, comes in, jumps across and out. Defensive man setting. He gets the second man. Fowler sitting in good position.
Good save underneath there by Mike Bell.
Cowboys are not going to, the Sooners aren't going to hit that average of 116.
And now Pollard throws it away on the far side. 40 seconds left, 106-76. And Bell with the steal, and then he comes down out of bounds. Half a minute to play. The jumper won't go down for Woods. Rebound and 2 points for Brian Fowler.
5-second call.
19 seconds remaining. Here's your summary. The three-point field goals, 11 of 22 for Oklahoma. Points off the turnovers, 34-14. Seeger with 24. 8 of 10 three-pointers, tying his own Big 8 record.
Oklahoma kind of hits you in spurts. You know, they made runs 20-6 in the first.
Seeger was fouled trying the three-pointer. Foul charged against Terrence Mullins. You get a look at Seeger's face. He's saying, well...
Let me have one. Let me have one, fella. Just let me try and get a decent shot for that record.
You know better than that. Oh for 1 at the line. Seeger gets that one to pop through. Seeger now with 25 points. That's his high this season. As we mentioned, he had 33 last season against Nebraska. 26 for Seeger. 108 Starks scoring again, 108-80. 1 second remaining. Starks with 28. Very fine performance for Starks this afternoon. And there we are. The final here at Lloyd Noble Center. The Sooners, as they come up with the victory, 77.
And Jason Skrzyński, who Billy Tubbs has his jacket off. Listen to the crowd for this young walk-on. A couple of years ago, Coach, Dallas Maverick, last year, in fact, they had Dennis Nutt, was the big Dallas Maverick guy. When Dallas would start to run a game up, and they'd start yelling, "We want Dennis Nutt." Well, our player of the game, though, is Stacey King. 29 points, 8 rebounds, 7 block shots, is our fourth player of the game. So congratulations to Stacey King, as he's our fourth player of the game this afternoon. As Wiley gets his 11th point this afternoon. So Jason Skrzyński plays in his 11th game this year. The walkout from Bartlesville. Rejection. So Oklahoma coming up with a couple of blocks this afternoon. Mike Bell, number 21, the 6'5 junior from Montgomery, Alabama, came up with that one.
Ron, it's really turned into a kind of a church league contest now. They're really going.
I think I've got a year of eligibility. Coaches, I'm slow, I can't shoot, but what the heck in this kind of game? But take a look at Stacey King, our forward player of the game, and the 124 points today, most given up by Colorado in a season. And as we mentioned earlier, Oklahoma's done that to a number of teams this year, Missouri and Kansas State. Wiley gets the first. 12 points today.
This is the kind of game when players get together in the off-season.
Yeah. You don't need officials for this kind of game. Jeff Penix has checked in, as David Kuzman. Good story by Kuz, number 33. Tom Miller, really, that's goaltending. Give the basket to Vaughn, but number 33, David Kuzman, played a lot in his first 2 years. He's a 2-year letterman from Colorado Springs, and he is a real coach on the floor. Tom Miller was telling me, hey, this guy doesn't play a lot, but I like him on the bench, because he's really studying the game. He's a student of the game. He's a student of Tom Miller, and just hasn't got the playing time this year as he has the past 2 seasons. But he's got a great attitude about it. Becker drives the baseline. We've got a whistle and a foul. Stops the clock again with 1:20. Fouls on Bell. Playing in only his 10th game this year in an Oklahoma uniform. The 6'5 junior out of Montgomery, Alabama, played at Lon Morris Junior College, which, of course, is one of the alma maters of Billy Tubbs. At the line, it'll be Dan Becker. Has not scored this afternoon. He averages 7 points a game. First one's up and away. It's good. Just a reminder, Oklahoma State coming up next at Kansas State. Second one is no good. Molis can't get the rebound. And Oklahoma does. Pollard working on Molis. Inside, 1 minute and 15. Skrzyński working on Penix. Three-pointer on the way. Nothing but net by Pollard. Does anybody on this team miss? He has 9. 129-80. Molis tries to get it to Becker. Throws the ball away as we're inside. 1 minute to play. Turnovers, Colorado now with 26. Oklahoma with 12. And I bet you out of those 26 turnovers, probably 80% of them have come from points for Oklahoma as Wiley finds the mark underneath.
Andre Wiley's had a very good second half.
And Becker quickly down the other end. He gets his third point, his first field goal of the afternoon, and we are inside 30 seconds. 131-82 is our score. Oklahoma Sooners will go to 26-2 on the year, 11-1 in conference play. They will clinch at least a tie for the Big 8 Conference as Bell gets his first 2 of the game. And, of course, on Thursday night against Missouri, or if Kansas State loses this afternoon, they will clinch the title outright. And, of course, as we mentioned early on, they could be the first time OU wins both football and basketball titles outright in the same academic season. And they'll be only the 6th Big 8 school to accomplish that. There we see an update on that Kansas score. The Jayhawks holding on 79-70.